For 2025 at the NAMM show, Martin revamped the entire standard series. Today we're taking a look at the new HD-28. We're going to tell you all of the changes and everything that stayed the same, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. And if you want to support the channel, you can visit our spring store, link below for custom swag, and check out our podcast, The Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcast. I promise on the podcast, Cooper will be more excited than when he introduced himself just now.
How's it going, guys?
So, you're excited about this, though.
How can you not be excited?
More excited about the guitar than your name.
Yeah, that's true. HD-28, timeless classic. Everybody loves it. And of all the new standard series, not a ton of changes.
Not a ton of changes. Maybe some additional confusion has come in, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
We've mentioned it a few times. But, I think you can culminate the changes to the standard series thusly. They are minor changes. They're very subtle, and they are all done with an eye toward vintage specification.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be really what was being done, and that continues a trend that started back in 2018 when they reimagined the entire lineup and brought about a bunch of changes that I've been a huge fan of. And I've been pretty outspoken that there were certain models I just didn't like prior to those changes. And so it's a great path that Martin's on, continuing to give us stuff. And in this case, upgrade, really, this may be arguably their most popular model, the one that's on most people's minds. When people think of Martin, they'll usually call it the D28 historically. That would be correct. And so I like these changes, and they've given us a lot because usually this stuff, in some cases, was something you'd see on an Authentic or through the custom program, and it's choices we made a lot. So let's go through the specs.
Yeah, so HD-28, prior to the 2025 revamp in the 2018 through 2024 spec time, both the D28 and the HD-28 were Sitka Spruce, East Indian Rosewood, Dreadnoughts. Now, the big difference there was herringbone versus no herringbone. So the H being herringbone, you got herringbone on this one, HD, and bracing differences. So HD-28 had scallop bracing. The D-28 had non-scallop bracing. As you've seen, both guitars now have scallop bracing. So really, at the end of the day, you're getting herringbone.
Right.
And you're also getting the HD zigzag.
Yes.
Which... If it's not HD zigzag, I'm not even going to look at it, all right? I'm not even touching it. HD zigzag, way to go.
But those really are the key differences now.
Key differences, yeah.
Which, to me, this is the confusing part. It begs the question, why did they keep the D28 if they're going to change the bracing? And then if they're going to do that, why did they not do that with the D35? It's
who's to say?
Perplexing. But nonetheless, historically... this is the D28.
Yes.
Herringbone would be on there with the bracing patterns and so forth. So this is my preferred of the two.
Preferred. Along with the rest of the standard series, the bridges got a little bit of the golden era treatment, so a little bit more of a golden era shape on the belly bridge. Your white pins are going to be bone. Mm-hmm. Your black pins are going to be ebony, which is a cool thing, small thing. Fingerboards on these guitars are a little bit thinner. Mm-hmm. The neck carve is still modified low oval, but golden era modified low oval. Your volute, which if it ain't got a volute, I'm not even going to touch it, all right? HD zigzag and volute, only way to go. This is the long volute.
Got to get the long volute in there.
Come on. If you got a choice between a short volute and a long volute.
I mean, who likes the short volute? Is the longer volute always the better volute?
I mean, a lot of people say that it's more the thickness of it than the length.
The girth.
Yeah, the girth volute often matters more, but the long volute is cool.
Similar things happening down with the heel.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure y'all can spot the difference.
Yeah.
Actually, when you play it, if you've played the other one, you can feel the difference. But this is more golden era vintagey stuff.
Which, for Martin fans, that should be all good things. You know,
Yes.
everything's moving towards the modern construction and consistency of the guitars, but the features that are offered on them are nodding towards the golden era.
Are you a Volute fan? Seriously?
I do like the Volute.
I do like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I always like to bring up the Volute started with just the headstock was a different piece.
Yeah.
And then it went to one piece, and they kept the Volute on the 28s and up. The 18s didn't have it, but
And the Volute.
you know, the Volute's cool.
The Volute is cool. It's not like you're getting wildly better strength.
I think you are actually.
I think you are, but I don't think
There's just more wood.
There's more wood.
But thankfully, there's not a truss rod pocket in that area,
Yeah.
unlike other guitars. So, but yeah, it's good. I mean,
I will say, yes, you get the Volute on a 28 and up. You don't get it on a 18, but I've never seen a D18 come in with a headstock off of it.
yeah.
Have
well,
you?
Give it time.
I'll give it time. Yeah.
I've seen also. Listen, UPS and FedEx can accomplish miracles when they put
Yeah,
their
they
minds
open
to
the
it.
boxes and I will say the bracing changes on these guitars, everything has gone golden era.
And that's the biggest.
GE.
Like everything else
Yeah.
is very, very subtle. This is a subtle change, but to me is kind of one of the biggest
Yeah.
custom shop, aspects that they
Yeah.
brought into the line.
And I will say, our last video that we did, I believe might have been triple 28s
On this line.
on the
Yeah.
new refreshed standard series. I did get a text from our friend Jerry from Martin Guitars. I hope you're watching this. I
Hey,
hope you
Jerry.
like the Volute bit. Jerry did tell me that there is a separation between golden era bracing in the standard series and what you get out of the custom shop.
Okay.
So I think that's important to note. I don't think that makes anything better or
The
worse.
fabric's
but
different.
when it goes through the custom shop, more is done by hand, I would say.
Sure.
And I think that the shaping of these braces is golden era shaped, and that is an improvement no matter what. I think the golden era bracing is the best, but he did say that in the custom shop, that's why there's still price differences, because those are completely done by hand.
Well, and if you're keeping vintage accuracy, and Jerry backed me up on this, the little piece of fabric that's in there holding
Mhm.
things together on a modern guitar probably had some Downy softener on it,
Mhm.
before it was cut into its little shape and glued into place. And old school, they were line drying that stuff.
Line dried, just scrubbed with lye.
Exactly.
Classic.
It
That's how
goes
you get
into
the
it
tone.
goes into the tone.
Yeah,
it transfers
absolutely.
directly.
But what's good is that an HD-28 from 2024 or 2018 or 2025, they all sound good.
They do.
There's just what we believe to be some minor improvements on this guitar, and I think it sounds great. So take a listen.
Okay, so there you have it. You've heard it. You've heard Cooper play it. I know a lot of you are like, anything can sound good when Cooper's playing it, like a shoebox with rubber bands on it. But even when it's not Cooper playing, this is a really good sounding guitar.
Sounds fantastic.
I like the changes.
I do too, and I will say that we've done a lot of Martin videos so far this year on the D-28, on the new 17 series, on the 0028. We're going to continue to show other models. We have another one in here that we're shooting same day, same shirts, that I think people have been excited to see, but they've all been really, really good. I will say, to go off what Chris was saying earlier, this is kind of the guitar, I think.
I think so. Usually what you hear what I hear a lot from people when it comes to Martin is the D-28, which to me, this is the D-28 historically. HD-28, whatever. It's this model. It's the D-45. It's the 0028. Those tend to be like the historical models that people often gravitate to. Yeah. And, one of the things that's interesting is going back to when they did the reimagining, I think that was a fairly risky move. I mean, they were taking their most popular guitars and really making a lot of changes. That change was really a bigger change across the lineup, particularly with models like the HD-28. The 0028 was probably one of the most affected guitars. And now this is taking what has been a really good blueprint. So if you have one of those from last year, you still have an excellent guitar, and just kind of refining it more into the vision of what it originally was. Yeah. And I like that, particularly as it happens alongside Martin pushing other completely different models in different directions. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is it. This is a quintessential Martin for many people. And I know it is for me. And it's just got better.
And like a geometrically inclined squirrel, you got an angled nut on there. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, where are you going with this? But I like it. Yeah, the angled nut, which looks cool and
fun to fix.
Fun to fix if you ever need it replaced. So, very, very cool guitar, though. I noticed we had another one in there with a pickup. Was that one of the 2025s, too?
I think so.
So, with the Fishman Aura pickup, I just have to side note. Do you know, I think it's called Quora or Quello. Do you know the Quello service for watching concerts?
No.
Okay, so there's a thing I subscribe to, so you can watch concerts and documentaries and stuff. I was watching Jason Isbell. He's playing those Austin City Limits. He's playing an HD-28, and it sounded so good. And it was an older retro model, and it took me a while to kind of like, what is it? And he's using the Fishman Aura system, which is what is in the HD-28E we just got in. And it made me go, man, that sounds phenomenal. So it's good enough for Isbell.
Yeah, it's good enough for anybody.
Yeah. So if you like information about this guitar, the other new Martin Standard Series, which we are getting in constantly because they've been so popular, you want to go to our website, which is
alamomusic.com.
Check out the photos. Check out all the specs. You can message us. You can reach out. Hey, Cooper, Chris, whatever. I've got questions. I'm looking for this. Compare stuff. We'll help you find the right thing. Maybe it's a D-28. Maybe it's a D-18, another tentpole model in the lineup. But we'll help you find the right guitar to suit your needs. If you're new to the channel,
you're going to want to subscribe. And like the videos, comment, turn your notifications on. Tell your friends.
Send them to your friends. Just have our videos playing in the background all day.
It's good dinner party kind of.
Send them to your local congressman.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see you next time.